The Superstar Shakeup is a 2-day event to, quote unquote, shake up the WWE roster. Commentators have already made switches. There have been multiple superstars that have moved as of me recording this at like 1 p.m. Tuesday, I should say. More than night on SmackDown. Before Raw went on the air, there was already moves. Apollo Crews moves to Monday Night Raw. A former tag team, former tag champions, I should say, moved. They didn't say who. I speculated and thought it was American Alpha. I thought it would be great for American Alpha to go there. They could have got the rub from Kurt Angle that everybody wants them to get for whatever reason. But the team that moved was Heath Slater and Ronda that was announced during the show. Kalisto also moved. I'm trying to think if there's any more that changed that weren't like segments in the show. After Raw, Byron Saxton, it was announced that Byron Saxton and David Otunga have swapped. So basically, in my opinion, SmackDown Live has been robbing Raw blind with who they gave up. There have been, in my opinion, maybe 3 people that have moved from SmackDown to Raw that are actually like impactful, and we'll get into that. Raw took place last night from Long Island, New York. A terrible crowd for the most part. It had some moments. A couple of the superstars that moved got some good reactions. One of the current stars announced that he was staying for not the time being, was also announced. Came out, got a good reaction, but for the most part, the crowd was not good. Opened up with John Cena's music hitting. We all know John Cena isn't going to be there. So, obviously, what other man will come out to John Cena's music? The Miz and Maurice. Them, along with AJ Styles, have carried SmackDown Live since the brand extension. Miz has done some of the best work of his career, and he is getting rewarded with a move to the flagship show, and I hope that he doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I hope he's still in a prominent role, just as prominent of a role as he was on SmackDown, when he was always a big part of the show. They came out to their normal spiel, talking about how Hollywood, they acted to John Cena and Nikki Bella, who Maurice looks great in black hair, by the way. And then Nikki Bella's gear, she looks tremendous in it. But, you know, they did the normal thing and said since Hollywood didn't want them, they're returning to Monday Night Raw. They're interrupted by the worst champion in WWE currently, and Dean Ambrose is now on Monday Night Raw. The Intercontinental Championship has been moved to Monday Night Raw. Dean Ambrose is back on Monday Night Raw for the time being, along with his 2 Shield brothers, so that's inevitably gonna happen. The whole Shield reunion thing. I don't know if they're gonna do a full-on Shield reunion, but probably a couple spots here and there. I hate Dean Ambrose. I hate how boring he is. I hate his moveset. I hate how he half-asses matches. I just hate everything about him. I hate his hair. I hate his promos. I hate everything about him. I hate him. Ambrose acted as if that was John Cena and Nikki Bella really in the ring. And used the fake confusion to mock Miz Maurice. And Miz revealed herself saying, I'm not actually John Cena. Maurice takes the wig off and she's not really Nikki Bella. And Ambrose goes, oh, in that case, and then hits Miz with a dirty deeds. So Ambrose is on Raw. He wrestled later on that night. We'll get into that. He wrestled in the main event. Miz also had a match. We'll get into that too. Was that before? Yeah, that was before this match. Before the next match started, it was Sami Zayn backstage talking to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle says there's been a lot of interest from SmackDown Live for you and blah, 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 whatever. Miz comes in and says, Kurt, this is the type of show you're running, blah, 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 blah. Eventually leads to a match between Sami and Miz that will happen later on tonight. Well, happened later on in the match, I should say. Next, New Day came out with a blow-up dog dressed up as Kofi Kingston, which represented their injured member. And the Revival came out with the best T-shirts I've seen this year. One had the New Day ice cream cart saying rest in peace 2017 to 2017, and the other one says we broke Kofi's ankle, and just the Revival just being tremendous, just what they are, the best tag, one or two, they're definitely the best tag team in WWE, but they're one or two in the world. They're a tremendous tag team. Decent match. I don't think that either team really like went, they didn't go full 100 miles per hour. They were going at a decent pace. The match was very good. It flowed well. They knew they went for the Midnight Hour to go for the win. Dash Dawson caught Xavier Woods off the top rope into a shatter machine to get the pin. Beautiful shatter machine. Good match. Two good teams. Long Island didn't really care though. Long Island didn't really care about a lot of things. A lot of the wrestling, Long Island didn't really care about tonight. They cared about the segments with the announcements of superstars coming out of nowhere. Basically all it was. This whole debacle with Superstar Shakeup. They didn't really care about the wrestling, which is, whatever. Kurt Hawkins appeared in the ring after the break. Announced he was back on Raw. He was interrupted by Big Show hitting with a KO punch and left. Gone. After that, backstage segment between with Neville talking, having a promo with one of the announcers. I forgot who it was. Charlie. It was definitely Charlie. Yeah, it was Charlie. T.J. Perkins interrupted, and Neville started talking to him. He said, "You've been a joke since the CWC, the whole tournament ended, and he was the first champion. Only person that has respect for you is me." And Aries came out and walked up to them backstage and said, "Tita, you don't really believe what he's saying," and Perkins walks away. Aries subsequently had a match. Neville was on commentary. Aries taunted Neville and drew him down a ramp, but he didn't really get involved in the match. Aries got back in the ring, got caught with a small package by T.J. Perkins. 1, 2, 3. Neville and Aries had a stare down. Aries was in the ring. Neville was on a ramp, kind of stare down right there. And Perkins blindsides Austin Aries, hits him with a detonation kick. And Neville gloated, celebrated at the turn of events. So T.J. Perkins, looks like T.J. Perkins has turned heel. Maybe get rid of that awful fucking music. That would be great. Maybe he go back to the music he used in the CWC. That was tremendous music. That was good. His character in the CWC was good, but this whole video game bullshit, enough. It's enough. Seth Rollins came out, cut a promo talking about how he was able to defeat Hunter and Steph with the help of the fans. He said he was going to be Stephanie's #1 enemy whenever she comes back, and the easiest thing to do would be pack up and head to SmackDown Live. But he said he's done that once before. He would not do it again. He's staying on Raw. If anyone wants him out, they have to kick him out and take him out of Long Island, kicking and screaming, and he's not leaving without a fight. Kurt Angle came out and says it's true. Stephanie made it clear she wants him gone, but his agenda is have the best show possible, and that means Seth freaking Rollins is going to be staying on Monday Night Raw. He said as long as he's the GM, Rollins has a home on Monday Night Raw. Angle walked out the ring. Samoa Joe jumped Rollins from behind. Angle tried to break it up. It didn't work. Rollins sent Joe packing with a straight side kick, right on the chin. Caught Joe right on the chin, and Kurt Angle kind of kept him apart. That's gonna lead to something. As long as we'll see if Seth gets moved tonight. I don't think he will. So we'll see. If he isn't getting moved, this will probably be the feud they go into with Joe. And it's a lot of people on Monday Night Raw now. It's a whole lot of shit on Monday Night Raw that's going to get, done. So we'll see. Nia Jax versus Charlotte. We all saw the thing last week with Charlotte and Nia having a little conversation after the match. Nia pinned Charlotte 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. During the match, which was an okay match, Charlotte made Nia look really good. Okay match. The Drifter, Elias Sampson, was walking through the background. Just drifting along, I guess. This walking through the background, his guitar over his shoulder. Just walking through the crowd. And it didn't really pop out to me at first. And then the crowd started looking, and I looked to see if I could see what the crowd was looking at, and I see him standing there just walking. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing there? That's cool though. The drifter is drifting along. I like that. I like that. They should do that for about 3-4 more months before they really like, he does anything. We had a video package for Finn Balor. Then we had Finn Balor defeat Hard Body Mahal, as they call him. Coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. After the match, the next person to be announced as a new member of the Monday Night Raw roster, Bray Wyatt, appeared on the video screen and says he's been watching Finn and that Raw is his new home, but he doesn't intend to come to Raw alone, and he's still a WWE Championship rematch against Randy Orton. It was a cool shot, a quick shot, like about 2 or 3 seconds. It was Finn Balor standing in the ring. They cut away from Bray for a second while he was talking. From the video screen, they panned the camera to Finn in the ring, and all you saw was the fireflies, all the lights, the flashes from the cell phones. Just the fireflies all behind Finn, and the lights dimmed. In the video, you could hear Bray's voice, and Finn was standing in the middle of the ring with all the fireflies standing there. It's a very cool shot. I have a hard time seeing them giving Raw 2 World Championships. I have a very hard time seeing them. So unless Brock Lesnar gets moved to SmackDown, Randy Orton is keeping his belt, which is terrible for Bray Wyatt because he never really got a real chance with it. And I'm not the biggest Randy Orton fan anyway, especially a Randy Orton face character is, average at best. So we'll see. The House of Horrors match is still on. This is Bray's match, and they're gonna have Bray lose his own matches. It's gonna damage his character even more, unless Brock Lesnar moves to SmackDown, which I don't see that happening. But if Brock moves to SmackDown, then it makes sense. If not, Randy's keeping a belt on SmackDown, and that will be the SmackDown Championship that hopefully will get it put on AJ Styles. We'll just all hope for that. Sami Zayn defeated The Miz. The Miz went from being one of the top guys on SmackDown, winning matches, cutting amazing promos, going on Monday Night Raw. His first night, he loses Sami Zayn. Maurice distracted Sami Zayn like 3 or 4 different times in this match, and Miz still lost. That's not how you book a tag team. Not a tag team. It's not how you book a heel that uses a manager to cheat when matches. 3 different distractions. Miz already looks like shit. Miz went from looking like a bona fide star on SmackDown to his first night there, he gets dirty deeds by fucking Ambrose and loses to Sami Zayn after like 3 different distractions from Maurice. It just doesn't look good for him. Now, the highlight of the night, in my opinion. Yeah, this is clearly the highlight of the night. Roman Reigns having a backstage sit-down interview with Michael Cole, which was live, which was weird to me. When he was attacked by Braun Strowman. Strowman beat Roman Reigns the fuck up. For real. He hit him with a running power slam onto some crates. Then took a case and ran it into Roman's face when Roman was hitting laid up against a wall to slam the fucking case up against Roman's face. EMTs put Roman on a stretcher. Strowman comes back and pushes Roman off, strapped onto the stretcher, takes Roman and flips him off of the loading dock. Like, what the fuck? Roman then gets loaded into an ambulance. Strowman runs up, yells, "I'm not finished with you yet." Runs into the ambulance, runs all the EMTs off, hits Roman again, closes the ambulance door, and literally with his bare hands grabs the bottom, goes over to the side of the ambulance, and flips the fucking ambulance over. What the hell? That is one of the coolest segments I have seen in a very long time. He literally grabs the bottom of the fucking ambulance, the fucking ambulance, and flips it with his bare hands. No bullshit. That guy is next level fucking strong. That's incredible. I don't know if Roman. They say he has like cracked ribs. That's all probably kayfabe injuries. But Roman has to wake up this morning sore as shit, because you can't just flip somebody off of a fucking platform down to the ground, strapped on to a fucking ambulance, strapped onto a fucking stretcher, and not hurt. They might have got Roman out of there before he flipped the fucking ambulance over or something. But no, no, no. You're not faking him getting flipped off of a platform onto the ground, strapped to a stretcher. That hurts. That hurts. You can't fake that. As we had an 8-man tag match, the Hardys, Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Shining Stars in the Club. During the Hardy Boys entrance, they got into the ring. The Drifter again drifted onto the stage and just drifting along, just walking, minding his own business. He walked onto the stage, and then the camera just took away from him. You didn't see any more of him for the rest of the night. It's just weird, like just drifting along. Hopefully, he does it on SmackDown night too. That'd be great. Just drifting along, just minding his own business, like nothing else is going on around him. Just walking. Hardy's picked up the win, Twisted Fate Swanton combo on Epico. The Club got the Jobber entrance, so there's no doubt in my mind that they're getting moved to SmackDown to go reform the Club trio with AJ. That there's no doubt in my mind about that. Matt Hardy's in a much better shape than he was last time in WWE. It's great to see the Hardys back. It's still kind of surreal to me to see them back in WWE, but it's great to see them. Sasha Banks came down to the ring, introduced her good friend Jess Bailey to the crowd. Bailey thanked the fans for believing in her, and Sasha said she wanted to congratulate Bailey on a WrestleMania victory, but that moment is over. As she's about to challenge Bailey for her title, Alexa Bliss's music hits, and she walks down to the ring. That was the biggest reaction of the night. I'm so happy for Alexa Bliss. She worked her ass off to get to this point. A year ago, she couldn't even make the fucking NXT TakeOver Dallas card. This year, she walked into WrestleMania as the fucking SmackDown Women's Champion, and now is on the A Show Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be put into the title picture. That is fucking tremendous. We all know the history between, most of us know at least, the history between Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks. We know that they don't like each other. So I hope that Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss get put on the same show, and there's some real life tension, some real life heat there for that feud. That'll put some fuel to that fire right there. And hopefully Sasha doesn't shoot on fucking Alexa and break her nose again. She says she's came to Raw, do what she does best, win and dominate. And then she gets in and she says, I'm here to get her away from all the drama on SmackDown Live. As she says that, Mickie James comes out and says she's made the jump to Raw, 6-time women's champion, all that, and said that her Alexa's nightmare has just begun. And as she says that, she gets blindsided by Nia Jax. Bliss shoves Sasha into Jax, who gets rid of her. Then she hits a Samoa drop on Bayley and poses for Bayley's championship as she stares down at Bayley. Then her and Alexa Bliss make eye contact, and they just look at each other, and then Nia walks away. And Alexa looks into the camera with like this kind of devious smile on her face, like it's all part of her plan. Because Alexa and Nia are good friends as well. So maybe that could be like a little realism added into these feuds, their real life friendships and relationships. I'm all for it. End of the night, Dean Ambrose pinned Kevin Owens with the underhook DDT. That's all it is. It looks like Owens was going for the dirty deeds, and Ambrose reverses it into the dirty deeds. 1, 2, 3. Decent match. You can't expect much out of a fucking Dean Ambrose match. Owens took a lot of bumps to make the match look better. It was an okay matchup. You know, better than I thought it would be, but still not like, you know. I'm guessing that this means that Ambrose is a superior mid-card champion. I guess this means Kevin's getting moved to SmackDown. I'm pretty sure that's what it means, but they can't have Intercontinental and the U.S. Championship on the same show. Just like they can't have the Universal and the WWE Championship on the same show. It's not gonna happen. After the match, Chris Jericho came out. Ambrose leaves the ring, and Owens gets hit with a code breaker, and Jericho poses to end the show. I figured at the end of the show it's either gonna be an AJ Styles announcement that he's getting moved to Raw, or it's gonna be Jericho beating up Kevin Owens, and then I'm glad it was Jericho beating up Kevin Owens. I'm glad AJ Styles stays on SmackDown. I don't know. I just don't know who they're gonna move over to SmackDown. They lost. They lost a lot of people, but like a lot of people, like they're not gonna miss Ambrose. Once they get Kevin Owens, they have their mid-card champion. He's a better mid-card champion than Ambrose. They're not gonna miss Ambrose. They're gonna miss Miz. They're gonna miss Bray, that they've been doing tremendous since the brand extension. Then the rest, like Alexa Bliss, also she's done great things for that division, but maybe they put Charlotte over there. Charlotte wasn't involved in that feud at the end. Was like, it looked like that was like the title picture currently for Monday Night Raw. So like everybody else that is on that show probably is going to be involved. They had a little backstage segment between Emma and Dana Brooke, so maybe they stay on Raw too. Maybe they have their own little thing before one of them gets put into the title picture. But you know, we just didn't really. Charlotte wasn't involved, and to me, if Charlotte's not involved in the title picture or any type of feud that revolves around a title, she shouldn't be on the show, because Charlotte deserves to be in the title picture at all times. She's that good. She deserves to be top of whatever women's division she's in. So I'm guessing Charlotte, maybe New. I think that all the people that lost really tonight are probably going to get moved. Besides Miz, because Miz just got there. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's tough to really speculate on it, because you see rumors and stuff like that, but you can never really know. My pretty safe bets are Charlotte and Kevin Owens are pretty safe bets that they'll get moved. The rest of the people that like kind of just like it would make sense. Maybe the club too, probably a pretty safe bet to get moved to, but you just can't really guarantee anything. You know, it's kind of just, you kind of got to look at the landscape of the two rosters in this thing. You know, what would be like equally trading that, like a mid-card belt for mid-card belt, that makes sense. You take our former women's champ and we take your former women's champ. That kind of thing makes sense. But you know, maybe Heath Slater and Ronda move to Raw and maybe put the club over there. Hawkins is the jobber for SmackDown. They replaced him with a jobber with Jinder Mahal. So stuff like that, maybe. I just don't know. I don't know. We'll see, because we'll know a lot about. Where did that come from? We'll know a lot about future plans and what's happening down the road by the landscapes of these rosters after tonight. We'll see. Of course, we'll be live tweeting SmackDown tonight. We'll have that for you. That's the end of my Raw reviews. One of the longer ones that I do. I don't really go over 15 minutes, but like, comment, subscribe, share this video everywhere that you can. Facebook, Twitter, fucking Tinder. If you can put it in your Tinder bios. But share it everywhere. Thank you guys. I'll catch you guys.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at InternetSmarks1 for all news, rumors, and updates for everything WWE, as well as live tweets for all WWE programming.